Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be unboxing one of Louis Vuitton's most hard to find and most controversial items. I really took a risk with this order based on its infamous quality history, so I'm overall really nervous to unbox it. Due to its quality issues, I'll be rating this key pouch after the unboxing out of 5 stars based on the following categories: packaging, smell, canvas alignment, stitching, hardware, and zipper. Also, if you're interested, I want to share with you a conspiracy I have about this item at the end of this video, and it might be completely crazy and maybe out of the park, but I do want to share my thoughts on that, especially since the price recently went up by a lot. You probably already guessed it, I ordered the key pouch in the monogram canvas off of Louis Vuitton's website. This item's price was recently raised to $270 US, and with tax I ended up paying $286.20. Okay, so let's talk about the categories that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. The first was packaging. So I was actually very pleasantly surprised that when I opened the box, it was wrapped in the blue ribbon, because I've actually received items in the past from Louis Vuitton in the mail that weren't wrapped at all. There was a bit of the dust bag kind of peeking out of the box, which didn't bother me, but I just thought that was interesting. So I think in total, I'm going to rate the packaging a 4.9 out of 5 stars. So the next category that I'm going to be rating is the smell. So I've seen in some videos that people report a very strong chemical scent coming from their key pouches when they unbox them. Fortunately, when I opened and unpackaged my key pouch, I literally did not smell anything. So I'm going to go ahead and rate the smell category a 5 out of 5 stars. So the next category that I'm going to be rating is canvas alignment. So an issue that a lot of people have with their key pouches, especially in the monogram canvas, is that at the bottom you can see that the pattern doesn't line up well. I was actually very pleasantly surprised by my key pouch, because when I looked at the bottom, it was perfectly aligned. The sides also lined up very well, so overall I'm going to give the canvas alignment a 5 out of 5 stars. So the next category that I'm going to be rating is the stitching. So when it comes to stitching, there's 2 main things to look for in the key pouch. The first is whether or not you can see gaps at the bottom. So when the stitching isn't done correctly or tightly enough, when you hold your key pouch up to the light, you can actually see through it at the bottom. Now when I did this, luckily I didn't see any gaps at all, not even one. I even tried with a flashlight, I tried against my window with the sun, and I couldn't see through it at all. So I was extremely happy about that, because that is one of the most common reoccurring issues that I have found in watching other YouTube videos on this item. Another issue people have noted is being able to see the stitching itself at the perimeter of the key pouch. So when I looked at the perimeter of my key pouch, I did notice, especially on the corners, that I could see some stitching. Something else I want to note is that at some points on the perimeter of my key pouch, it looks uneven and kind of jagged. So for that reason, I'm going to be rating the stitching a 3 out of 5 stars. So the next category is hardware. So this includes both the zipper pull as well as the keychain that's attached to the key pouch. After inspecting both, I can tell that they're both in really good condition. I don't see any scratches or sign of use. So I'm going to rate the hardware a 5 out of 5 stars. So the last category that I'm going to be rating is the zipper. So I want to look at both how smooth it is as well as how long the zipper extends across the top of the key pouch. So when I tried to unzip and zip this item, it wasn't very smooth. With time, the zipper may become more smooth. I've actually noticed that in some of my other SLGs, but for now I'm going to leave that as an area of concern. The other thing I wanted to see is if there were any gaps between the edge of the key pouch and the zipper. So I did notice there was a slight gap, and I'm not exactly sure if this is normal or expected in these key pouches, but I'm also going to leave that as an area of concern. Overall, I'm going to rate the zipper a 3.8 out of 5 stars. So in total, that brings this item to 4.45 out of 5 stars in terms of quality. Now I know it seems a little silly to be rating this item so intensely, but especially since it was raised in price by a large percentage, I think that as consumers we do have the right to really nitpick these items because we're spending so much money on them. Now if you're wondering, this item was made in France and I ordered on the US Louis Vuitton website. I know that there are beliefs that the items that are made in France are better than the ones made in the USA. I really can't tell you whether or not this is true, but I guess based on my assessment of my key pouch, that could be true. Now if you're wondering what my conspiracy on this item is, I'm gonna tell you, and like I said, there is no proof behind this, so I don't want to get sued for defamation by Louis Vuitton, so I'm just saying right now, this is just a theory, no proof whatsoever. But this is my thought process when it comes to getting your hands on this item. So if you're wondering, the way that I actually found this was by chance, by luck. I was on the Louis Vuitton website and I saw that it said add to cart instead of call for availability, and I kind of freaked out a bit because I know how hard it is to find this item. So I ended up just checking out and purchasing it, and again, like I said, taking that risk. What I think Louis Vuitton does, well, what I think would make sense, not what I think they do, because like I said, no proof. But what I think would make sense is they know how sought after this item is because of how difficult it is to get your hands on it. And I was wondering to myself, if this item wasn't so hard to get, would I have put it in my cart immediately and checked out as quickly as I did? Probably not, because it gives the consumer or me more time to think about whether or not I want to buy it. But the fact that this is such a hard item to find kind of encouraged or impulsed me to buy it right away. And I wonder if Louis Vuitton purposely brings this item back in stock for short amounts of time just to make it seem like it's hard to get your hands on. Because if I'm being honest, I think it's strange that I received it in 2 days. I literally ordered it on a Thursday and it came to my house on a Saturday. So to me, an item that's out of stock constantly, it would seem strange that it would come to my house so quickly. So, and the fact that it's gone up so much in price and it's still completely out of stock makes me think that if it is true that they are doing this, that they are making it seem like it's out of stock just so people can kind of go crazy over it, that's probably what drove them to raise the price, because they know that we're gonna buy it either way. But yeah, that's just kind of my theory. Probably completely wrong. Leave your thoughts down below if you agree or disagree. But I hope you enjoyed this video of me kind of going through and really closely looking at my key pouch and kind of looking for those common quality issues. If you enjoyed it, definitely like the video and please consider subscribing so that you don't miss any of my future uploads. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.